Happy New Year, guys. This is Think Harder. We're back with another video. So I'm Sheen.
I'm Johnny.
And so it's a new year. A lot of people are starting to go on diets after they ate all the turkey and everything, celebrating the holidays. So we're going to talk about food, health, and diet today. It's going to be at least a 2 or 3 part series. So there's so much to talk about. We're going to go into the history of what food is, how people have been eating, throughout history, and what has changed, and why do we see these obesity rates? Like, this is the CDC graph here, and it's showing close to more than 30% to 40% of, pretty much everybody. So 20 and over, 39.6% are considered obese. I mean, that's
ridiculously high.
I mean, like, it's almost like, close to 50%. Imagine, like, for every other person you see, they're obese.
That might be the norm,
Yeah. So yeah, it is the kind of the new norm. And then just watched a video. What is it?
The Hassan Minhaj thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Patriot Act.
Yeah. The show.
And he was talking about how the rest of the world is basically following the United States, and obesity rates are spiking pretty much everywhere.
I was shocked even China, even people in China are fat. I was growing up, I always learned Chinese people are the healthiest people, they're the skinniest. Now they adopted the Western diet, and that's a problem even in China.
Until Coca-Cola came in, and then kind of just
have you ever seen the old Coca-Cola commercial? They're saying, like, if you want to lose weight, drink Coca-Cola. I mean, that's how they promoted it back then. You know, like, it kept you full. So, if you're hungry, drink Coke, and it'll keep you full for a while. You don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
And then they switched to they used to use real sugar. Now they use high fructose corn syrup,
right?
Which is a lot cheaper to make.
Right.
But I think new stats are showing it's actually worse for you than real sugar is.
Right.
So I feel like that's like the trend. Anytime you extract something, so fructose is good in a fruit, but in a fruit is it's nicely balanced. It has the right amount of carbohydrate, right amount of nutrition, so it doesn't spike up your blood sugar. But whenever you're taking it out and you substitute for something, then it changes the whole chemistry.
Yeah, and like you're not gonna like eat a whole bag of apples and be like, oh, look at all these apples.
Exactly. Yeah.
But when you extract all the sugar from it, the fructose from it, you could drink literally probably 20 bags worth of sugar from 20 bags of apples.
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah.
I mean, there's no way you're going to eat 20 bags of apples.
Yeah.
So the history of it. Now, let's talk about. I mean, from what I understand, it's only recently that we've been eating the way we eat.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the history of how people eat.
Yeah.
How people found food. How people lived for the majority of human civilization.
I think we just have too much food now. I don't think in human history we had this much access to food as we do now. Like, I mean, for the longest time we dealt with hunger, not having enough food. But now it's just like we have too much food, and too much food is making us sick. So just too easy.
But even is food even food? Is food even the same food? I don't even think it's the same food.
No,
it's not.
So yeah,
I mean, what is food? What's the definition of food? Is a bag of chips food?
Yeah,
right. Like, we didn't have bags of chips, hundreds of years ago.
Yeah,
but is it really considered food now?
I mean, it is food, but it's a very processed food. It's a very convenient food, easy to make.
Right.
Yeah, for human history, like, I mean, we're very adaptable. So throughout human history, I think we ate, more like a solid whole food. You hunted something, you killed something, you ate that, you ate till you couldn't eat anymore, and then you went through periods of hunger. You didn't eat for days and days, and because you're not gonna hunt every day.
Right.
You didn't have a refrigerator.
Right.
Once you hunt, you ate it. If you didn't eat it, it's gonna go bad. You know, you don't have the luxury to store something.
Right.
So I think that's how our body is adapted to. But now we're extracting things out, making food cheaper, and I don't think our body is adapted to that process. I think if we keep eating like this for thousands of a year, like 100,000, 50,000 years, I think we'll be just fine. I think we'll process high fructose corn syrup, high sugar food, and you're not gonna have any diseases. I think you'll be just fine. But it's gonna take 50,000, 100,000. It's gonna take a long evolutionary period for you to reach that step. And in between that, you can have a lot of diseases. A lot of people are gonna die, but eventually you'll be okay. But I don't think you're okay with being sick, and also I think it just is too much money in food. It's just so there's a lot of food industry. They're trying to make money as much as they can, and anytime you process something out, make it a quick snack, easy to sell in a bag. You can go in and buy 20 of them.
Yeah, it never expires.
Yeah, it never expires. So that's ideal. So there's a lot of reason to make cheap food. But what do you think? What do you think? Like a number one reason for obesity besides being processed food and
I mean, I think it's pretty clear. Number one reason is sugar.
Yeah.
I mean, sodas.
Yeah.
Sugary snacks in general.
Yeah. A lot of people
processed foods.
The argument for that is like a lot of people would say it's like, well, you can't just blame it. I mean, you gotta look at the calorie. So even if you're not drinking or eating enough sugar, but if you burn it off, you're fine. The argument will be like you're just not moving enough.
Right. Well, that's what Coca-Cola's argument was. Was
was
saying, well, it's not that you're drinking the soda; it's just that you're not exercising. But if that was true, then the flip side should be true too. Is like if you didn't drink soda, and you didn't exercise, then you wouldn't gain weight, right?
So they argue if you, I mean, doesn't. Their thing is like, why are you picking on one food? It doesn't matter. Any food you eat has high calorie in it, and if you didn't exercise, then you're gonna get fat. And that's their argument. You know.
So I mean, obviously, you want to have exercise and a good diet as well.
Yeah.
But I think if you eat healthy, I mean, if you eat a bunch of salad and some fruit, and you don't exercise, you're never going to be obese. There's no way. I mean, if you just eat, a piece of chicken, not processed, just no hormones, everything, organic chicken, salad, nuts, cheese, and you don't exercise at all, you'll never be obese. But if you drink soda and you don't exercise, you'll for sure be obese. So there's definitely a leak to the sugar.
And that's one thing I learned. Like recently, I lost 50 pounds, as you know. That's one of the things I was learning is that if you eat the right type of food, you stay full. Like if I had a cheesecake and a soda, like I'd be really stuffed for one moment, and then 2 hours later, man, I'm really hungry. So you tend to overeat. You tend to do too much calorie.
Right.
But if you eat, like a lot of salad, like a whole, just meat itself, with salad, like a real whole food, then you don't get hungry and you stay full for a long period of time.
Right.
Which I thought it was normal to get hungry. I thought it was normal. It's breakfast time, it's lunchtime.
Yeah, it's 3 times a day.
3 times a day and snacks in between.
Right.
If you're if you're eating 3 times a day and eating snacks in between, that's not normal.
Right.
That's you shouldn't be that much hungry.
You're literally eating probably 6 times a day.
Yeah. You literally just your mouth is open 24/7. You know, and throughout human history, that's never been the case.
Right. So I think that has been the biggest change is how much we've been eating. And then it's also the government has been saying, you're supposed to eat 3 meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you're supposed to eat, according to the food pyramid. This is how much of this you're supposed to eat, and then the food industry has kind of tagged onto that and be like, well, there's these snacks. If you get hungry in between, here's some more food.
And
so now it's become a thing that is normal to eat
Yeah.
6-7 times a day.
Anytime the money gets in there, obviously it becomes a little more like they want you to buy as many product as possible, right? So they want you to be hungry as much as possible. The more you're hungry, the more
the more they make.
The more they
profits.
make, yeah.
Sure.
And the only way to fight that, of what I realized, is eating whole food.
Right.
You know, eat food that evolutionary wise we're adaptable to.
Right.
You know, eat a chicken and, you know, eat salad or, you know, like not in a can, not in, you know, oh, it tastes like chicken or, you know, artificial stuff.
The less processed, the better.
Yeah, the less processed, the better it is. You know, that's the best way.
The most difficult part about that is it's not as convenient.
Yeah.
Right.
So it goes down to like our work life. If you're working 8 hours and you're spending 2 hours in traffic, like as we talked about, and 10 hours of your day, it just has to do with work, commute, then you're not gonna have time to cook. I mean, how often at lunchtime at work you're gonna have time to go in the kitchen and cook?
Right.
So I think those are the things that needs to change. You know. But then again, the whole concept that you have to eat 3 times a day, you have to eat every single day. Mm-hmm. You don't need to. I mean, you'd be surprised. You know, like you can easily get away with 2 meals a day, even 1 meal a day.
Right. Well, I mean, nearly every religion has a time of fasting, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not just the Muslim religion. I mean, the Christian religion, Catholic. Yeah. I mean, they all have a time, you know, that they're fasting, and it's kind of like to reboot your system.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, there's something to it.
Yeah, there's something to it for sure. I forget what the scholar was, like a famous scholar, a Western scholar, that said the fasting, whenever he wants to think harder, he wants to be creative, and he wants to be focused on some work, he fasted.
Right.
You know.
Well, that makes sense, right? Because I mean, because back in hunter-gatherer days, right?
Yeah.
When they were hunting, and they were hungry, they were more focused because they're not thinking about anything else except I have to get food.
Yes.
So everything is like tunnel vision. Like I'm super focused on one thing, and it's to get food, get deer, whatever they're hunting. Yeah. And so it makes them more focused on their only one goal. Yeah. Right. But but if you don't ever reach that point of starvation, then your mind is thinking of everything, because I mean there's not one thing that you're focused on for survival. And so that, I mean, that's throughout the history is people hunting for food.
It makes sense. I mean, that's where your focus is.
And you know, there's no refrigerator. You can't just have food there. You have to hunt fresh food. And you had to go out there and actually work for it.
So that my advice would be just like try to eat less, you know, like you say, you don't have time to cook, whatever. If it takes you more time to cook, you don't have time to eat. That's just don't eat. You know, at lunchtime you can't eat. You know, just eat an apple or eat something.
Yeah, I mean, at one point I think it's just that your brain is just adapted to I'm supposed to eat.
Exactly.
And what are you doing? Why are you not feeding me?
Yeah.
And then so once you get over that, and you rewire your brain to be like, no, asshole, you're gonna eat when I
tell you to eat. Yeah.
Right?
People gotta stop being pussies, man. Just stop eating. I mean, even like the way you really know if you're hungry or not, like you get the sense of hunger in your, like, oh, I gotta eat something. Right. If you wait 20 minutes, it'll go away. And if it doesn't come back, like get busy with something. Get busy with your work. Do something more productive. Right. And then eventually it'll just go away. You won't think about it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
but if you're truly hungry, then you'll keep coming back. You're gonna feel. That's when you know, okay, you are being, you're deficit. Right. And you do need food. You know, don't ignore it. But yeah, I think the food industry I think it's a major issue. I think it's a problem. But thing is, I'm one of those never blame the company, don't blame corporation. To me, it comes down to people. Like whatever you choose, the corporation will adjust. The way I lost with the keto diet, and there's a lot of keto products are coming out now. They try to sell you. Some of them I think are BS, but so they'll adjust. I mean, they're trying to make money. So if you want to eat healthy, they'll come up with a way to eat healthy. Right. Maybe they'll charge more for the food to make up for the money, which is fine. At least you're healthy. You're paying more for the food, but it's okay. But overall, you're healthy, you're eating less, so it'll just balance out.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, definitely, you kind of vote with your money.
Yeah.
And if there's a change in society that we don't want to eat this garbage anymore, and people stop buying it, food companies would naturally be like, well, we need to make some money. What do the people want?
Yeah.
Right. And that's just the cycle of capitalism, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, cool. This is just kind of like the intro about what we're going to talk about in this series.
Yeah.
On the next one, I'd like to talk about fats.
Okay.
I mean, we've been,
taught our whole life.
Our whole life is like fats are bad.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that, and we know exactly what are fats, what kind of fats, and are fats really bad for you.
I also want to ask you about veganism. What do you think about that?
All right, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about a little bit about that too.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Right.
Catch you in the next one. Remember to like, subscribe. If you have any comments, feel free to leave a comment, and we'll catch you in the next one.
All right. See you later.
Bye.